back with a few more little upgrades and repairs on the van today before I go to work. So I've got one of these has arrived, which is the resistor for the rear blower motor, which, if you remember, we repaired this back piece, re-glued it all back together, removed all the foam, and which is down to this blower, which then obviously when roof lining is fitted has the 6 vents. And what this resistor does is it's for the speeds on the blower fan, so you know, to give level 1, level 2, level 3 and off, because at the minute ours is just at full power or nothing, which it's quite a loud blower, so we don't want that. The things we're going to be doing now is we've got a new filter for it, which the old one looked possibly to be the original from factory, so we've got a nice new clean white one, which will be much better for us breathing. And quite a fun upgrade for the van is we've got some new speakers for the front. I looked online and there were some companies doing upgrade kits, and these were one of the speakers that they offered. Instead of buying it from them, I had a quick look online on Amazon and managed to find these ones for, I think they were on a little bit of an offer, but they were down to £55 for the pair. So yep, we're going to throw these into the front door speakers and see how much better they sound. Fitting this is quite a simple process. It's just literally one screw. You slot this in like that, and then you get the little screw on the drill. Put the clutch down to number 1 so we don't end up damaging anything, and just screw that in place. I believe this is fitted inside of the airflow just to keep this cool, because I did test it and it gets very warm very quickly. So yeah, that's just a matter of plugging that in now and giving it a test. I'm just removing where the filter's going to go, as it'll let you guys see the fan blades spinning round for the blower. You'll be able to see now when I go turn it on with the keys and try the blower motor, you'll see that spin at the different levels. So it should be now level 1, as I can hear it spinning. Level 2, spinning a bit harder, and level 3 at full power. So as you heard, it's pretty loud when it's in level 3. And we'll while we're here, we'll fit the filter into the holder. I can't 100% remember exactly which way around this went. Oh, this way around. So this tab goes into the back here, and then these 2 releases. There's a release catch there and a release catch there. So that slots in, something like that, and then this down. Oh, that has not worked. I mustn't have got it caught in the back. There we have now. So that is in there. This does not seem to fit quite perfect. And then that locks down. Beautiful. So just take the grill panel off, and these speakers are the originals that are with the van, so they are 27 years old. So I'll just quickly remove them. There's just 4 screws holding them in, just 4 small Phillips like that. Quite a simple job to do. And these speakers that are replacing them, I believe, are almost a perfect, either a perfect fit. I don't think I'm going to have to do any adaptations other than the wires on the old one have a proper like Volkswagen socket. plug. That is better way of saying it actually. So yeah, so the new speakers have terminals on them, covered in sticky tape here at the minute. So yeah, the new one, this will plug into the old existing wiring loom, and then these two connectors here will connect onto the new speakers. Very exciting. I do like my music. I listen to a lot of music, podcasts, audio books when I'm at work driving the trucks. So it is quite a big deal for me to have good sounding music. It's nothing worse when you've got bad speakers in one of the trucks if they're a bit old or been blown. So you get a little bag of nuts and bolts, and then the speakers are separate on themselves. So as you can see, on the rear of this speaker you've just got these two terminals. On the rear of this speaker it's this socket, and these will attach onto here. Wait, I may as well just add it on actually, like so. That is not the tightest of fitting. I think I'll probably want to go get a set of pliers and just tighten that connection up a bit. One side's okay, the other not so. I mean, I've got some pliers, just a pair of grips just to tighten. Just squeeze these down a smidge, so then when I plug it on here it is nice and tight. Perfect. So now we've to try and connect these up. So I did have to do a little bit of research on speakers, because I've never really dabbled with anything with speakers or anything like that. So the speakers run on resistance, basically. That's how you control, the quality of the sound and the power. And all the speakers in a T4 at least are 4 ohm resistance speakers. So I did find another type of speaker, but they were 3 ohm, and while they would have been louder, the quality would have been less. And I thought, obviously Volkswagen spent a lot of money designing the best setup they can for these vans at their price point, so why mess with all that R&D work that Volkswagen have put into these vans. So let's mount this speaker in now. So it's got a lot of different mounting points, which I'm gonna hope one of these match. Yes, yeah, so they already match. It does come in the box with a mountain bracket for if you had different mounting holes. The one thing we do have on the Volkswagens is there is like a little tab, like a locator tab, which would appear to be in our way here. It's stopping me from getting it in. I think this one might be okay. There's another little locating pin there, but this one up here is going to have to get chopped. It'll probably be the same on the other side, so let's cut that off. There we go. Try to get it out. This is the thing, guys, when you're dealing with aftermarket products on, especially vehicles like Volkswagen that do have, while there is a lot of stuff for aftermarket for them, sometimes you've got to make it work and adapt it slightly. Which is what we're doing here. That should be enough. Right, let's see if that is sufficient to get the speaker where we want it. Just trying to see if there's a way to mount it. Oh, that off-road one has to come off. Nope. That's both pins need to come off to mount these. So we'll just trim that down like that, and then I'll cut that bit off, cut it off a bit. I might just unclip it for a second. There we go. That's cut smooth now. So the speaker, let's offer it up. tighten them down a little bit more to make sure it's all nice and snug. Wonderful. And then put the grate back over it, which this also has a little locating pin, if you can just see here, just there, which lines up with this point here on the van. Perfect. And that is now upgraded. And let's see if it sounds any better.
Take to the stage in Scotland tonight for their first time in 16 years. They're playing
much clearer, even though these ones don't look in too bad a condition. I'll show you. This is the rear one. As you can see here, it is absolutely destroyed. There should be no gaps here. It should be like this one, solid. So this is very old as well, but these ones are seriously perished. These are quite tricky to find, but I'll do another video when we come to install them ones once they arrive. So right, the other side is just carbon copy. I now know I can cut them, the clips off straight away, so I don't have to test fit anything. Next job today is to replace the old tweeters. So these were fitted in here on top of the dashboard. In here. So these clip in, just in there like that. I'm not going to do it because they're not the easiest to remove. So they've just got these 3 tabs, 2, 3, and then they've got a double connector, which I'm going to have to do some adapting with. I'm going to have to use 2 adapters together and then connect the black and black, red and red, so they can go onto the new speakers, because the new speakers, like the ones in the door, do not have the usual connectors, so they are slightly different. Again, same brand, same Pioneer ones. So again, they have the tabs on the back. They also, as you can see, where is the original there? They're a bit bigger. Obviously, the speaker being this little bit at the back, and obviously they're a standard 4-screw design, which means they're not going to fit into the hole exactly. So if you can see here, they will fit in the recess eventually, but I'm going to have to cut a couple of the tabs off to make them fit, and then drill a couple of holes and screw them down separately, so then the cover can go on top. And let's see how we want this all to fit and sit. Just wondering if I'm able, I think it's going to be better still to cut them off. I've got these cutters for free with something else, let's just see if they're any good for cutting these. Not very good at all. I've got some better cutters here. There we go, that's one. Just neaten that up a bit, just nibble a few little bits away just to get it a bit of a neater edge. Try and make it not as sharp. They're a lot more like scissors once you've got thick of it away. These should slot into there nicely, which they do. They sit into this nice recess, which I am going to now have to screw. See these little holes, I don't know if you can quite see them on the video very well. Yeah, just there. That hole, and there's another one on this side, is where the original factory grille clips in. So you can see these 2 locating pins. So let's just try and see if I can still fit. That one's in. What about this one? Can't see it. Where does it go on this side? Or is it blocking it? Ah, that's it. So if I put it like that. Not worked very good there. What I can do is I can just cut a piece of this off here on each side. Just get my marker pen and mark it so I don't end up forgetting which bits I'm cutting. I'll cut that bit and that bit there. Just enough so the locating pins can fit down. Get that one into position. That's in. Ah, there you go, it's dropped straight down this time. There. Perfect. So I can just go ahead now and screw all that down. So my plan is just to drill a couple of little holes either side, into which I'll put a couple of screws, just exactly where it needs to be. I'm unsure how this actually unclips. If I could remove this, it'd be a lot better. But I think it's like plastic welded in just here. I sort of feel like it's been welded in place. Where did I mark it on this side? Oh, just there. You can see it now, just there. There we go, I've got two cables coming to this. So I'm going to have to join the two browns together and the two reds, but we'll do it on our exiting, on our added cabling. So we'll do it on here. I'll just take the ends off, snip the ends off and replace them with new connectors. So I'm just going to snip the ends off all of these. And I think what it is that's the passage for the speaker that is here in the door. So that obviously they're all connected. Did wonder why these weren't peeling very well. They're normally pretty good. But I'd lowered the sensitivity on them so it wasn't as tight. So we're doing some thinner cable the other day. So we are going to need one of these connectors out of here. I do believe there's a small one. So one of those, which will go onto there. And we'll put some insulation over it as well. Is that going to actually take all of them? That could be a bit tight in there. So these are going to go together. Just like that. And we'll take a little bit of insulation tape. Not that one, I think that's too thick. Maybe that one, nope, that's too fat as well. This piece of this, that length, and we'll push it onto this connector, making sure it's got a nice fit. I'm not a massive fan of that connection. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down, just so the cable gets as close to the fitting as possible. I'll crimp this on here. And we'll put some heat shrink over there, and I'll put a little bit over the tip as well, just with some smaller one. There we go. So we'll cut a piece off for that. Just to cover it so it's not no chance of it arcing or getting disturbed. There we are. Right, and now we'll do the same with these cables as well. Oops, a little bit hot. this one onto here. And then plug the connectors in, the original factory ones. That's one. These are very tight fitting connectors as well, I must say. These got these from Amazon. A strange connection. What's happened there? Is that broken? Hmm. Just felt a bit weird, that was all. There we are. And push this down. Which way does it need to go? That way. Right, so we need to potentially bend that down a smidge. There we go. Spin the cables around. Try to find the pilot hole. And just drill down. I think that's in. Just double check. I don't feel like that went very well. Just try and make the hole a little larger. Right, put these back in. Just magnetise the screw. And then same on this side. God, it's a bit awkward because everything's moving. It's nice and tight. That's good. We don't want it vibrating. And now hopefully I'll drill them holes in the right place. Yep. Voila. Repeat the process on the opposite side. And yeah, we'll have some nice new speakers. No more bad, distorted, bitty music, which is what we like. That's what you need on a road trip. So yeah, I won't bore you again. I'll just crack on and do this other side. So come back for the next job.